My angels, you ready? It's my son's favorite lighter from Kefalonia. Should we light this? Oh, there we go. It's usually a really good lighter. How you doing? I'll get my mic in just one sec, but let's take our minute. Let's open the heavens. Invite the gate. Open the gate. Right. How you doing? It's Tuesday when I'm recording this, but I'm gonna I don't know when I'm gonna post it. I want to show you a couple things. Right. You know I'm kind of weird. Look at my new mic stand. How cool? That's crazy, right? I don't know if you think that's cool or not. I thought it was an idea. Whilst this guy's broken, I was like, I'm just gonna make something, right? It's kind of cool how clay, once you start like messing around with clay, and that's all I'm doing is obviously just like, I'm not a professional, but I'm just like, it can hold anything. So hold my mic for me. I don't know. I started to do my daughter's hands, and then she is like highly sensitive, so she did not like that. So we do our breath together. We could do that. Ready? You're having a moment here. We're just getting into it. Yes. We are such creatures of like signals. You know how your morning coffee is a signal to you to just like wake up and here we go. For some people, a glass of wine at night is that signal, I'm going to rest now. Incense and just that beautiful sound it's our signal that we're going to lean in for a minute, and we're just going to try our best to listen to heaven. So my angels, we're off to the races. There's a whole new moment in life going on right now, and I hope you're feeling it for yourself. What I want to share with you today is just what is absolutely on the fresh cuff of my spirit. So I'm just going to talk to you about where I'm at spiritually right now, because I really want to share it as somebody who coaches people, as somebody who is now out working in the business world, very, very much into rounded, embodied spirituality. As much as that is my life from day to day, I want to talk to you about the spiritual journey that has emerged from behind that, if that makes sense. So I didn't grow up any faith. I was into all kinds of stuff, always on a spiritual journey, practiced a little Buddhism, practiced a little bit of kind of occulty, white magic, new age stuff, not on a intense level, but, as a teenager, I just knew there was more in us, and I wasn't quite sure how that was going to pan out, but I was up for it. I was always up for the spiritual journey. How many of you guys know that we are spirit and we are flesh? 50-50, right? Probably a little more spirit than flesh. But the point is we're going to have a spiritual appetite, and it's going to either be straightforward or it's going to come out in other ways, right? We could kind of get into escapism or fantasy, or you will satisfy your spiritual cravings somewhere, maybe religion. But I ended up in a cult at one point. I then married someone in a Christian atmosphere and culture where I grew up, or not grew up, but grew up after I was reborn into the Christian faith, reborn as a spirit. But I was not reborn in a church. I was reborn on the side of the road in my own encounter with the spirit. So already my walk, my journey, my experience has not been very straightforward, or I wouldn't say straightforward. It hasn't been traditional. It never fit inside a box. So, but I did have the revelation of the spirit and Father God, Yahweh, the God of the Judeo-Christian faith. All right. So off I went, and then ended up in an Anglican setting. My ex-partner became a priest, and we ended up in England, Anglican setting. So I really understand the different religious sectors and spheres, worked in that for a long time. and never quite felt. I ran with the Celtic prophets for a while, very fiery, very encounter based, right? And I'm so happy to say that the Creator just never let me stop and take on an identity and just be like, okay, well, there's your box now, live in that. I could never do it. Nothing satisfied the need for more adventure, the need for things to be wondrous and bigger than me. I think this is probably hitting a few people who, I hope anyways, if anything, I could put language to how you feel, or partly how you feel if something resonates. So I want to talk to you about recently, just kind of had to detox and de-church and de-religion again. And that's where I've been at for the last few years. And my first feeling was I really missed people, just normal people. I really loved people who were just living their lives and not necessarily in any religious sector, just people. I was like, what are people like? Does that make sense? You know it if you know it. If you've been in a religious environment, you kind of feel like you've been brainwashed a little. So you're like, what is normal? I don't know, okay? I'm not normal. I never want to be normal either, but you get it. So anyways, and I was really delighted to find that the Creator brought normal people into my life, people who wouldn't identify with a certain religion and just living their lives. So I was kind of refreshed by the humanity and away from the religious spirit. And that's been great. But I recently I've seen a few people online who I thought, well, where does my theology fit? Because that's what I've studied anthropological theology for 5 years. I'm deeply believe in Yeshua. I deeply believe that Yahweh is the Most High God. I was really into demonology for a long time, and I all the pieces together, my roots are strong, but what's going on with the expression of it, right? It's very like nothing has caught my attention until I found somebody called Ian Clayton. Now, don't just go Google him unless you're ready for somebody who he's gonna be extra biblical. He's gonna be outside your doctrine. He's gonna be talking about the kingdom, the realm of Yahweh, right, on earth in a quantum entanglement, quantum physics, like energetic, embodied way, which is why, if you guys know me, I was like, interesting, because I started a series on Christian taboo for the very reason that the Spirit was like showing me, why is the Christian world thrown the baby of supernatural, not just supernatural. I hate that word, because what does that even mean? Reality, metaphysical reality, acknowledgement of the energetics behind parallel realms, parallel universes, etc. Why has Christianity thrown that out? I'm over that, right? That's super ignorant, discriminatory, and it's all based on the misunderstanding of the Book of Enoch and the roots of secret knowledge. So if you want to go back and watch it, I did an episode on it. My point is, I already had been moving in my own isolated spiritual season into the field of quantum physics. And why? Not because I was after like something superficial or some superficial application of Christianity. It was because that's where the Spirit was leading me. So I was really delighted to find Ian Clayton's work, and he's got a few people who run in that arena, but I'm not totally sure about everybody. I'm just listening right now to what he was saying. But I will say this is what I want to share with you guys today. What I have experienced. Okay, now let's just talk really quickly about speaking in the quote unquote spirit. So Western Christianity will call this speaking in tongues. I have to tell you that I have had a Reiki master's speak in tongues over me, and it was not a holy tongue. I've also had the experience of my own self when I heard about this gift. I don't know, well, because I'm a language girl, I was like, yes, of course I want that gift. Of course I want to be able to speak in this native tongue of heaven. What? Yes. How do I do it? And at the time I was like early 20s, and I was writing down my 1414 on my clock. I was writing down the highway from like this central Atlanta out into the suburbs. And I remember just in my little black car, just going, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I was trying to make sounds out of my mouth, but I just simply prayed. I was like, Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, the breath, the creator, breathe into me and let me breathe out into this language. And very slowly, I started to be able to utter. There were sounds and everything coming through me that felt like I was then tapping into it. And then I had a really, really wise woman say, it is not magic. Like, you just need to practice it just like you practice any language. Practice and you will feel the embodiment of it. You'll feel the flow. And yeah, that's how you learn. So freebie, if you want to learn how, private practice. Okay. So that's been a part of my life for a long time now. I used to only use my spirit language when I was in a crunchy situation. I thought it was like the thing that you used if you were really scared, if you didn't know what to pray. Like, I had this idea that it was something extra. I don't think it is now. I actually think it's the most normal thing you're supposed to do. It's the most normal thing to me now. And I'm looking for moments when I can just be quiet. And there's a difference. Sometimes the spirit just will hush you in a silence and a stillness. That's different. If I don't feel that, it's not even like I ask for permission. It's just a union, if that makes sense. I don't want to overly clinicize it even. Anyways, what I was going to tell you guys is recently I heard a teaching by Ian Clayton that put language to everything I was feeling, because I started to feel like my cells were being regenerated. When I was speaking in my native tongue, I could feel my cellular structure being healed and upgraded. And I was like, I can only tell you what it feels like in my body. Okay. This is going to sound, I'm just going to say it. I felt like I was getting younger and younger as I spoke in the spirit, in my energy, in a youthfulness in my body. My mind felt like it was being renewed. My heart felt like the cells of my heart were being regenerated. And I just kind of was privately doing this. And then I would, like, if I went out walking my dog, anything, I just couldn't wait to get alone to just speak. It was like on tap. I've got this on tap. I want this in my body. Okay. So I heard a teaching by Ian, and he was talking about what tongues does at a quantum cellular level. And I was like, the penny drop, the mic drop. It was just, oh my gosh, I'm so aligned with this. If you have any reservations about what is that like, just try it. That's all I can tell you. It physically transforms it. The practice of it moves us into another dimension entirely. That's all I can tell you right now. And that's all I'm willing to say, because I'm not going to make any claims. I'm only going to practice it on myself. But I couldn't not share that with you guys, because you are not here unless you're interested in spirituality, right? And you're not here unless you want an adventure. I think you want an adventure. I think that's why anybody would want my channel, because I am here for the mystery, and I am here for the revelation, and I am here for the flippin' nectar of life. And that's what I want to bring through to this earth. That's why I say on my channel, this is my little corner of Eden. So I'm just going to drop that with you guys today, and then I'm going to head out. I'm going to go be around people, and I'm going to be buzzing at another level all day long while I'm around everyone. And I'm going to be like, have some of that without saying a word to anyone about my spirituality or about what I believe or about, just going to let it seep out. You know what I'm saying? I actually am going for it. I'm going for people when they just sit next to me. I want them to be healed. I'm going for people. Actually, yesterday, one of the people that I was, they're new as well, starting their job at the same time as me. And I saw from the beginning of our shift to the end of our shift together, I saw somebody just really, really soften. Something shifted, and I could feel just a little crack of love getting in. I was like, I just feel like that's real. You know, what am I here for unless there's real fruit and real results? So I'm just saying it to you guys because I'm here to heal the world. I'm here to love the world. I am here to inspire the world. Are you? Are you? That's what I want you to do, because if you are on this channel, I want you to be really, really taking that into consideration. You and I, we are going to be about our Father's heart. Yahweh's heart is for healing, for growing up, right? Birthright, inheritance. Take a hold. You are a king. You are a queen. All right? I know this channel is called Reminding Eve, but do you know that my analytics show I'm like even, female, male, right? So I'm just saying, you are a king, you are a queen. You don't have to preach to anybody. You don't have to say anything to anybody. Just be. Be in your embodied self, in your own practices. You're going to just be vibing on another level, and then just walk and bring it. Yeah. Anyways, all right, I'm done. I love you guys. I hope that you have a great day. I'm heading to work, and I will see you very soon. I'm sorry my posts are not, I haven't decided on a new schedule yet, just to say that officially. I'm just going to post as much as I can. Peace out. All right. Have a great day. Are you ready? Breathe in. Sacred breath that lives inside of you. Breathe out and go and be your amazing, unique self. I love you. Mwah.